Okay, in this presentation we're going to look at the type 2 Pareto distribution. For a large portfolio of insurance policies, the underlying distribution for the losses in the current year has a Pareto distribution, Pareto type 2 distribution with shape parameter alpha equals 2.9 and a scale parameter theta equals 1.2. All losses in the next year are expected to increase by 5%. Now, just actually sort of quick remark, current year, next year, so just watch out for that. For the losses in the next year, determine the value at risk at a security level of 95%. Okay, so it's a Pareto type 1 distribution, so essentially what we have to do is calculate this. Okay. Just as a sort of quick remark, I have actually the Pareto distribution here. We have the value at risk, but essentially the value at risk is essentially another name for percentiles. So essentially what we're dealing with is the percentiles and quartiles of a distribution. In this case, it's the 95% percentile. Okay. Now, the value at risk is very much from the point of view of financial mathematics, quantitative finance, actuarial science, and so on. So we'll sort of keep going in that line of work. Okay, so essentially what we have to do is calculate this. Okay, now I'm going to just go from the point of view of value at risk also, but you know, quantiles and percentiles also are relevant here, and they have a very direct connection to this sort of stuff, but we'll just take it easy for this one. Scale shape parameter is 2.9. Scale parameter theta equals 12.5. So essentially what we do is put it in the formula. Okay, the formula is VAR of x at level p equals theta divided by 1 minus p to the power of 1 over alpha minus theta. Okay. So essentially we put in the values there. Here P is 95%. Okay. So essentially, yeah, just put in the values. 12.5, 12.5, 2.9, 0.95. Solve it out. So 1 minus 0.95 is 0.05. And we get the power of that to the power of 1.29. Okay. And that turns out to be 0.3559. 12.55 divided by 0.3559, and then we subtract 12.5, and that should work out to be 22.6189. So that's the current year's VAR. Okay, value at risk. And what we're going to do here is, what do we do for next year? Essentially, losses increase by 5%. So we just take a very simple approach to this question. So essentially, if the losses increase by 5%, essentially just scale it up by 5%. So multiply it by 1.05, and we get an answer of 23.7498, or thereabouts. So that's it. VAR formula, which is a close cousin of percentiles and quartiles and quantiles and so on. Okay.